from a scheme of incarnation law. The second, mixed with his life's blood and even, illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free, unconditional, the absolute, burning up in the flame of his prayer, and born again, the phoenix. Chapter 63. Marjorie Daw. I love Layla, I lack Layla. Where is the mystic grace, saith thou? Who told thee, man, that Layla is not knew it, and I had it? I destroyed all things, they are reborn in other shapes. I gave up all for one. This one hath given up its unity for all. I wrenched dog backwards to find God. Now God barks. Think me not fallen because I love Layla and lack Layla. I am the master of the universe. Then give me a heap of straw in a hut and Layla naked. Amen. Chapter 64. Constancy. I was discussing oysters with a crony. God sent me the angels, Din and Doni. And man of spunk they urged would hardly choose to breakfast every day chez Leperouse. No, I replied, he would not do so, but think of this woe if Leperouse were shut. I eat these oysters and I drink this wine solely to drown this misery of mine. Yet the last height of consolation's cold, its pinnacle, is not to be consoled. And though I sleep with Jane and Eleanor, I feel no better than I did before. And Julian only fixes in my mind, even before feels better than behind. Your mercurial spirits be so kind as to enable me to raise the wine. Put me in Layla's arms again, the accursed, leaving me that, else Hal may do his worst. Doni and Den, perceiving me inspired, conceived their task was finished, they retired. I turned upon my friend and breaking bounds, borrowed a trifle of 200 pounds. Chapter 65. Sic Transiat. At last I lifted up mine eyes and beheld, and lo, the flames of violet were become as tendrils of smoke, as mist at sunset upon the marshlands. And in the midst of the moon pool of silver was the lily of white and gold. In this lily is all honey, in this lily that flowereth at the midnight. In this lily is all perfume, in this lily is all music, and it enfolded me. Thus the disciples that watched found a dead body kneeling at the altar. Amen. Chapter 66. The Praying Mantis. Say, God is one. This I obeyed. For 1,001 times a night, for 1,000 nights and one, did I affirm the unity. But night only means Layla, and unity and God are not worth even her blemishes. Allah is only 66, but Layla counteth up to 7 and 70. Yea, the night shall cover all. The night shall cover all. Chapter 67. Sodom Apples. I have brought pleasant trifles and thus soothed my lack of Layla. Light is my wallet, and my heart is also light. And yet I know that the clouds will gather closer for the false clearing. The mirage will fade. Then will the desert be thirstier than before. O ye who dwell in the dark night of the soul, beware most of all of every herald of the dawn. O ye who dwell in the city of the pyramids, beneath the night of Pan, remember that ye shall see no more light, but that of the great fire that shall consume your dust to ashes. Chapter 68. Manna. At 4 o'clock there is hardly anybody in Rumpelmeyer's. I have my choice of place and service. The prophets were sad at heart, but the chocolate at Rumpelmeyer's is great. The mousse noir is like Nephthys in perfection. Also, there are little meringues with cream and chestnut pulp, very velvety seductions. Sail I not towards Layla within 7 days? Be not sad at heart, O prophet. The babble of the apes will presently begin. Nay, rejoice exceedingly, for after all the babble of the apes, the silence of the night. Chapter 69. The Way to Succeed, and the Way to Suck Eggs. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, O man, and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra, is the sign of the great work. For the great work is accomplished in silence. And behold, is not that word equal to Cheth, that is Cancer, whose sigil is 69. This work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfect in itself. Little children, love one another. Chapter 70. Broomstick Babblings. Frater Perdurabo is of the Sanhedrim of the Sabbath, say men. He is the old goat himself, say women. Therefore do all adore him. The more they detest him, the more do they adore him. Aye, let us offer the obscene kiss. Let us seek the mystery of the gnarled oak and of the glacier torrent. To him let us offer up our babes. Around him let us dance in the mad moonlight. But Frater Perdurabo is nothing but an eye. What eye none knoweth. Skip witches, hop toads, take your pleasure. For the play of the universe is the pleasure of Frater Perdurabo. Chapter 71. King's College Chapel. For mind and body alike there is no purgative like pranayama. No purgative like pranayama. For mind, for mind and body alike, there is no purgative like pranayama. Yea, for mind and body alike, there is no purgative. For mind and body alike, no purgative, like pranayama. No purgative for mind and body alike, like pranayama, like pranayama. Amen. Chapter 72. Hashed Pheasant. Shemhamphorash, all hail divided name, utter it once, O mortal of Arash. The universe were swallowed up in flame, Shemhamphorash. Nor deem that thou amid the cosmic crash may find one thing of all those things the same. The world has gone to everlasting smash. No, if creation did possess an aim, it does not, it were only to make hash of that most high and that most holy game, Shemhamphorash. Chapter 73. The Devil, the Ostrich, and the Orphan Child. Death rides the camel of initiation. Thou humped and stiff-necked one that groanest in thine asana, death will relieve thee. Bite not, Zalator dear, but bide. 10 days didst thou go with water in thy belly. Thou shalt go 20 more, with a firebrand at thy rump. Aye, all thine aspiration is to death. Death is the crown of all thine aspiration. generation. Triple is the cord of silver moonlight. It shall hang thee, O Holy One, O hanged man, O camel termination of the third person plural, for thy multiplicity, thou ghost of a non-ego. Could but thy mother behold thee, O thou Unt, the infinite snake Ananta that surroundeth the universe, is but the coffin worm. Chapter 74. Carey Street. When nothing became conscious, it made a bad bargain. This consciousness acquired individuality, a worse bargain. The hermit asked for love, worst bargain of all. And now he has let his girl go to America to have success in life. Blank loss. Is there no end to this immortal ache that haunts me, sleeping or awake? If I had Layla, how could I forget? Time, age, and death, insufferable fret. Were I an hermit, how could I support the pain of consciousness, the curse of thought? Even were I that, there still were one sore spot, the abyss that stretches between that and not. Still, the first step is not so far away. The Mauretania sails on Saturday. Chapter 75. Plover's Eggs. Spring beans and strawberries are in. Goodbye to the oyster. If I really knew what I wanted, I could give up Layla, or give up everything for Layla. But what I want varies from hour to hour. This wavering is the root of all compromise, and so of all good sense. With this gift a man can spend his 70 years in peace. Now is this well or ill? Emphasize gift, then man, then spend, then 70 years, and lastly, peace, and change the intonations. Each time reverse the meaning. I would show you how, but for the moment, I prefer to think of Layla. Chapter 66. Phaeton. No, yes, perhaps, oh, I, why? No. Hail, all ye spavine, gelded, hamstrung horses. Ye shall surpass the planets in their courses. How? Not by speed, nor strength, nor power to stay, but by the silence that succeeds the neigh. Chapter 77. The sublime and supreme septenary, in its mature, magical manifestation through matter, as it is written, and He-Goat also. Layla. Chapter 78. Wheel and Woe. The great wheel of samsara, the wheel of the law, dhamma, the wheel of the tarot, the wheel of the heavens, the wheel of life. All these wheels be one, yet of all these the wheel of the tarot alone avails thee consciously. Meditate long and broad and deep, O man, upon this wheel, revolving it in thy mind. Be this thy task, to see how each card springs necessarily from each other card, even in due order, from the Fool to the 10 of coins. Then when thou knowest the wheel of destiny complete, mayest thou perceive that will which moved it first. There is no first or last, and lo, thou art passed through the abyss. Chapter 79. The Ball Bullier. Some men look into their minds, into their memories, and find naught but pain and shame. These then proclaim the good law unto mankind. These preach renunciation, virtue, cowardice in every form. These whine eternally, smug, toothless, hairless coot, debauch emasculated Buddha, come ye to me. nature is useless, but then how beautiful she is. Nature is cruel, but I, too, am a sadist. The game goes on. It may have been too rough for Buddha, but it's, if anything, too dull for me. Viens vous negre, donne-moi tes lèvres, uncle. Chapter 80. Blackthorn. The price of existence is eternal warfare. Speaking as an Irishman, I prefer to say, the price of eternal warfare is existence. And melancholy as existence is, the price is well worth paying. Is there a government? Then I'm agin it. To hell with the bloody English. Oh, Frater Perdurabo, how unworthy are these sentiments. Do you want a clip on the jaw? Chapter 81. Louis Ling. I am not an anarchist in your sense of the word. Your brain is too dense for any known explosive to affect it. I am not an anarchist in your sense of the word. Fancy a policeman let loose on society. While there exists the burgess, the hunting man, or any man with ideals less than Shelley's, and self-discipline less than Loyola's. In short, any man who falls far short of myself. I am against anarchy and for feudalism. Every emancipator has enslaved the free. Chapter 81. Borscht. Witch moon that turnest all the streams to blood, I take this hazel rod and stand and swear, an oath beneath this blasted oaken bear, that rears its agony above the flood, whose swollen mask mutters an atheist prayer. What oath may stand the shock of this offense? There is no eye, no joy, no permanence. Witch moon of blood, eternal ebb and flow, of baffled birth and death still lurks a change, and all the leopards in thy woods that range, and all the vampires in their bows that glow, brooding on bloodthirst, these are not so strange, and fierce as life's unfailing shower these die, yet time rebears them through eternity. Hear then the oath, witch moon of blood, dread moon, let all thy striges and thy ghouls attend. He that endureth even to the end hath sworn that love's own corpse shall lie at noon, even in the coffin of its hopes, and spend all the force won by its old woe and stress in now annihilating nothingness. This chapter is called Imperial Purple and a Punic War. Chapter 83. The Blind Pig. Many becomes two. 2, 1, 1, naught. What comes to naught? What? Shall the adept give up his hermit life, and go eating and drinking and making merry? Aye, shall he not do so? He knows that the many is naught, and having naught, enjoys that naught even in the enjoyment of the many. For when naught becomes absolute naught, it becomes again the many, and this many and this naught are identical. They are not correlatives or phases of some one deeper absence of idea. They are not aspects of some further light. They are they. Beware, O my brother, lest this chapter deceive thee. Chapter 84. The Avalanche. Only through devotion to Frater Perdurabo may this book be understood. How much more then should he devote himself to Iowas, for the understanding of the holy book of Thelema? Yet must he labor underground eternally. The sun is not for him, nor the flowers, nor the voices of the birds, for he is passed beyond all these. Yea, verily, oft times he is weary. It is well that the weight of the karma of the infinite is with him. Therefore is he glad indeed, for he hath finished the work, and the reward concerneth him no whit. Chapter 85. Borborygmi. I distrust any thoughts uttered by any man must of men express no thoughts at all. They eat, drink, sleep, and copulate in silence. What better proof of the fact that all thought is dis-ease? We are Strasbourg geese. The tastiness of our talk comes from the disorder of our bodies. We like it. This only proves that our tastes also are depraved and debauched by our disease. Chapter 86. Tat. Ex nihilo. N-I-H-I-L. Feet. In. The fire that twisteth itself and burneth like a scorpion. I. The unsullied, ever-flowing water. H. The interpenetrating spirit, without and within. Is not its name abrahadabra? I. The unsullied, ever-flowing air. L. The green, fertile earth. Fierce are the fires of the universe, and on their daggers they hold aloft the bleeding heart of earth. Upon the earth lies water, sensuous and sleepy. Above the water hangs air, and above air, but also below fire, and in all, the fabric of all being woven on its invisible design is aether. Chapter 87. Mandarin Meals. There is a dish of shark's fin and of sea slug, well set in birds' nests, Also there is a souffle most exquisite of chow chow. These did I devise, but I have never tasted anything to match thee. Narrator's note. Crowley here illustrates a symbol consisting of a vertical Ouroboros superimposed over an inverted cross with two vertical bars, one to the left and one to the right of the central intersection, which she gave me before she went away. March 22nd, 1912, EV. Chapter 88. Gold Bricks. Teach us your secret, master, yap my yahoos. Then for the hardness of their hearts and for the softness of their heads, I taught them magic. But, alas, teach us your real secret, master, how to become invisible, how to acquire love, and know beyond all how to make gold. But how much gold will you give me for the secret of infinite riches? Then said the foremost and most foolish, Master, it is nothing, but here is 100,000 pounds. This did I deign to accept, and whispered in his ear this secret. A sucker is born every minute. Chapter 89. Unprofessional Conduct. I am annoyed about the number 89. I shall avenge myself by writing nothing in this chapter. That, too, is wise. For since I am annoyed, I could not write even a reasonably decent lie. Chapter 90. Starlight. Behold, I have lived many years, and I have traveled in every land that is under the dominion of the sun, and I have sailed the seas from pole to pole. Now do I lift up my voice and testify that all is vanity on earth, except the love of a good woman, and that good woman, Layla. And I testify that in heaven all is vanity, for I have journeyed oft and sojourned oft in every heaven, except the love of our Lady Babylon. And I testify that beyond heaven and earth is the love of our Lady Nuit. And seeing that I am old and well stricken in years, and that my natural forces fail, therefore do I rise up in my throne and call upon the end. For I am youth eternal and force infinite, and at the end is she that was Layla and Babylon and Nuit, being. Chapter 91. The Heikel. A.M. LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. AA publication in classes C and D. Official for Babes of the Abyss. Imprimatur in Frater A.A. Liber 333. The Book of Lies, which is also falsely called Breaks. The wanderings or falsifications of the one thought of Frater Perdurabo, which thought is itself untrue. Break, break, break at the foot of thy stones, O sea. I would that I could utter the thoughts that arise in me. Question mark. Exclamation point. Chapter 0. The chapter that is not a chapter. Oh, the anti-primal triad which is not God. Nothing is, nothing becomes, nothing is not. The first triad which is God. I am. I utter the word. I hear the word. The abyss. The word is broken up. There is knowledge. Knowledge is relation. These fragments are creation. The broken manifests light. The second triad, which is God. God the Father and Mother is concealed in generation. God is concealed in the whirling energy of nature. God is manifest in gathering, harmony, consideration, the mirror of the sun and of the heart. The third triad, bearing, preparing, wavering, flowing, flashing, stability, begetting. The 10th emanation, the world. Chapter 1. The Sabbath of the Goat. Oh, the heart of Nox, the night of Pan. Pan, duality, energy, death. Death, begetting, the supporters of O. To beget is to die. To die is to beget. Cast the seed into the field of night. Life and death are two names of A. Kill thyself. Neither of these alone is enough. Chapter 2. The Cry of the Hawk. Hur hath a secret fourfold name. It is, do what thou wilt. 4 words, not one, many, all. Thou child, thy name is holy, thy kingdom is come, thy will is done. Here is the bread, here is the blood. Bring us through temptation, deliver us from good and evil. That mine as thine be the crown of the kingdom, even now. Abrahadabra. These 10 words are for the name of the one. Chapter 3. The Oyster. The brothers of AA are one with the mother of the child. The many is as adorable to the one as the one is to the many. This is the love of these. Creation, parturition, is the bliss of the one. Coition, dissolution, is the bliss of the many. The all, thus interwoven of these, is bliss. Naught is beyond bliss. The man delights in uniting with the woman. The woman in parting from the child. The brothers of AA are women. aspirants to AA are men. Chapter 4. Peaches. Soft and hollow, how thou dost overcome the hard and full. It dies, it gives itself. To thee is the fruit. Be thou the bride, thou shalt be the mother hereafter. To all impressions thus, let them not overcome thee, yet let them breed within thee. The least of the impressions, come to its perfection, is Pan. Receive 1,000 lovers, thou shalt bear but one child. This child shall be the heir of Fate the Father. Chapter 5. The Battle of the Ants. That is not which is. The only word is silence. The only meaning of that word is not. Thoughts are false. Fatherhood is unity disguised as duality. Peace implies war. Power implies war. Harmony implies war. Victory implies war. Glory implies war. Foundation implies war. Alas for the kingdom wherein all these are at war. Chapter 6. Caviar. The word was uttered. The one exploded into 1,000 million worlds. Each world contained 1,000 million spheres. Each sphere contained 1,000 million planets. Each planet contained 1,000 million stars. Each star contained a many thousand million things. Of these the reasoner took 6, and, preening, said, This is the one and the all. These 6 the adept harmonized, and said, This is the heart of the one and the all. These 6 were destroyed by the master of the temple, and he spake not. The ash thereof was burnt up by the magus into the word. Of all this did the Ipsissimus know nothing. Chapter 7. The Dinosaurs. None are they whose number is 6, else were they 6 indeed. 7 are these 6 that live not in the city of the pyramids, under the night of Pan. There was Lao Tzu, there was Siddhartha, there was Krishna, there was Tahuti, there was Moshe, there was Dionysus, there was Mahmud. But the 7th men called Perdurabo, for, enduring unto the end, at the end, was not to endure. Amen. Chapter 8. Steeped Horsehair. Mind is a disease of semen. All that a man is or may be is hidden therein. Bodily functions are parts of the machine, silent unless in dis-ease. But mind, never at ease, creaketh I. This I persisteth not, posteth not through generations, changeth momently, finally is dead. Therefore is man only himself, when lost to himself in the charioting. Chapter 9. The Brinks. Being is the noun. hallucination has law and reason, but in truth there is no bond between the toys of the gods. This reason and law is the bond of the great lie. Truth, 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 crieth the Lord of the abyss of hallucinations. There is no silence in that abyss, for all that men call silence is its speech. The abyss is also called hell, and the many. Its name is consciousness and the universe among men. But that which neither is silent nor speaks rejoices therein. Chapter 11. The Glowworm. Concerning the holy three and naught, knew it, had it, wrought or could, are only to be understood by the master of the temple. They are above the abyss, and contain all contradiction in themselves. Below them is a seeming duality of chaos and Babylon. These are called father and mother, but it is not so. They are called brother and sister, but it is not so. They are called husband and wife, but it is not so. The reflection of all is Pan. The night of Pan is the annihilation of the all. Cast down through the abyss is the light, the rosy cross, the rapture of union that destroys. That is the way. The rosy cross is the ambassador of Pan. How infinite is the distance from this to that, yet all is here and now, nor is there any there or then, for all that is, what is it but a manifestation, that is a part, that is a falsehood, of that which is not. And that which is not neither is nor is not that which is. Identity is perfect, therefore the law of identity is but a lie. For there is no subject, and there is no predicate, nor is there the contradictory of either of these things. Holy, holy, holy are these truths that I utter, knowing them to be but falsehoods, broken mirrors, troubled waters. Hide me, O Our Lady, in thy womb, for I may not endure the rapture. In this utterance of falsehood upon falsehood, whose contradictories are also false, it seems as if that which I uttered not were true. Blessed, unutterably blessed, is the last of the illusions. Let me play the man and thrust it from me. Amen. Chapter 12. The Dragonflies. I-O is the cry of the lower, as O-I of the higher. In figures they are 1001. In letters they are joy. For when all is equilibrated, when all is beheld from without all, there is joy, joy, joy that is but one facet of a diamond, every other facet whereof is more joyful than joy itself. Chapter 13. Pilgrim Talk. O thou that settest upon the path, false is the phantom that thou seekest. When thou hast it, thou shalt know all bitterness, thy teeth fixed in the Sodom apple. Thus hast thou been lured along that path, whose terror else had driven thee far away. O thou that stridest upon the middle of the path, no phantoms mock thee, for the stride's sake thou stridest. Thus art thou lured along that path, whose fascination else had driven thee far away. O thou that drawest toward the end of the path, effort is no more. Faster and faster dost thou fall. Thy weariness is changed into ineffable rest, for there is no thou upon that path. Thou hast become the way. Chapter 14. Onion Peelings. The universe is the practical joke of the general at the expense of the particular. Quoth Frater Père Durabo, and laughed. nearest to him wept, seeing the universal sorrow. Those next to them laughed, seeing the universal joke. Below these certain disciples wept, then certain laughed. Others next wept. Others next laughed. Next others wept. Next others laughed. Last came those that wept, because they could not see the joke, and those that laughed, lest they should be thought not to see the joke, and thought it safe to act like Frater Perdurabo. But though Frater Perdurabo laughed openly, he also at the same time wept secretly, and in himself he neither laughed nor wept, nor did he mean what he said. Chapter 15. The Gun Barrel. Mighty and erect is this will of mine, this pyramid of fire whose summit is lost in heaven. Upon it have I burned the corpse of my desire. Mighty and erect is this phallus of my will. The seed thereof is that which I have borne within me from eternity, and it is lost within the body of Our Lady of the Stars. I am not I am but a hollow tube to bring down fire from heaven. Mighty and marvelous is this weakness, this heaven, which draweth me into her womb, this dome which hideth, which absorbeth me. This is the night wherein I am lost, the love through which I am no longer I. Chapter 16. The Stag Beetle. Death implies change and individuality. If thou be that which hath no person, which is beyond the changing, even beyond changelessness, what hast thou to do with death? The bird of individuality is ecstasy, so also is its death. In love the individuality is slain. Who loves not love? Love death, therefore, and long eagerly for it. Die daily. Chapter 17. The Swan. There is a swan whose name is Ecstasy. It wingeth from the deserts of the north. It wingeth through the blue. It wingeth over the fields of rice. At its coming they push forth the green. In all the universe this swan alone is motionless. It seems to move, as the sun seems to move. Such is the weakness of our sight. O fool, criest thou. Amen. Motion is relative. There is nothing that is still. Against this swan I shot an arrow. The white breast poured forth blood. Men smote me. Then, perceiving that I was but a pure fool, they let me pass. Thus, and not otherwise, I came to the temple of the Grail. Chapter 18. Dewdrops. Verily, love is death, and death is life to come. Man returneth not again, the stream floweth not uphill. The old life is no more, there is a new life that is not his. Yet that life is of his very essence. It is more he than all that he calls he. In the silence of a dewdrop is every tendency of his soul and of his mind and of his body. It is the quintessence and the elixir of his being. Therein are the forces that made him, and his father and his father's father before him. This is the dew of immortality. Let this go free, even as it will. Thou art not its master, but the vehicle of it. Chapter 19. The Leopard and the Deer. The spots of the leopard are the sunlight in the glade. Pursue thou the deer stealthily at thy pleasure. The dappling of the deer is the sunlight in the glade. Concealed from the leopard, do thou feed For he that is without it, though his force be but a feather, can overturn the universe. Be not caught within that web, O child of freedom. Be not entangled in the universal lie, O child of truth. Chapter 21. The Blind Webster. It is not necessary to understand. It is enough to adore. The God may be of clay. Adore him. He becomes God. We ignore what created us. We adore what we create. Let us create nothing but God. That which causes us to create is our true father and mother. We create in our own image, which is theirs. Let us create, therefore, without fear, for we can create nothing that is not God. Chapter 22. The Despot. The waiters of the best eating houses mock the whole world. They estimate every client at his proper value. This I know certainly, because they always treat me with profound respect. Thus they have flattered me into praising them thus publicly. Yet it is true, and they have this insight because they serve, and because they can have no personal interest in the affairs of those whom they serve. An absolute monarch would be absolutely wise and good, but no man is strong enough to have no interest. Therefore, the best king would be pure chance. It is pure chance that rules the universe. Therefore, and only therefore, life is good. Chapter 23. Skidoo. What man is at ease in his inn? Get out. Wide is the world and cold. Get out. Thou hast become an initiate. Get out. But thou canst not get out by the way thou camest in. The way out is the way. Get out, for out is love and wisdom and power. Get out. If thou hast tea already, first get you tea, then get O, and so at last get out. Chapter 24. The Hawk and the Blind Worm. This book would translate beyond reason into the words of reason. Explain thou snow to them of Andaman. The slaves of reason call this book abuse of language. They are right. Language was made for men to eat and drink, make love, do barter, die. The wealth of a language consists in its abstracts. The poorest tongues have wealth of concretes. Therefore have adepts praised silence. At least it does not mislead as speech does. Also, speech is a symptom of thought. Yet silence is but the negative side of truth. The positive side is beyond even silence. Nevertheless, one true God crieth Hriliu, and the laughter of the death rattle is akin. Chapter 25. The Star Ruby. Facing east, in the center, draw deep, deep, deep thy breath, closing thy mouth with thy right forefinger pressed against thy lower lip. Then, dashing down the hand more swiftly than the stars. Would he eat, drink, and take his pleasure? There was none that did not instantly obey his bidding. In the whole system of 10 million times 10 million spears upon the 22 million planes, he had his desire. And with all this, he was but himself, alas. Chapter 28. The Pole Star. Love is all virtue, since the pleasure of love is but love, and the pain of love is but love. Love taketh no heed of that which is not, and of that which is. Absence exalteth love, and presence exalteth love. Love moveth from height to height of ecstasy, and faileth never. The wings of love droop not with time, nor slacken for life or for death. Love destroyeth self, uniting self with that which is not self, so that love breedeth all and none in one. Is it not so? No? Then thou art not lost in love. Speak not of love. Love always yieldeth. Love always hardeneth. Maybe I write it, but to write her name. Chapter 29. The Southern Cross. Love, I love you. Night, night, cover us. Thou art night, O my love, and there are no stars but thine eyes. Dark night, sweet night, so warm and yet so fresh, so scented, yet so holy. Cover me, cover me. Let me be no more. Let me be thine. Let me be thou. Let me be neither thou nor I. Let there be love in night and night in love. N-O-X, the night of Pan, and Layla, the night before his threshold. Chapter 30. Jhana Dreams. Dreams are imperfections of sleep. Even so is consciousness the imperfection of waking. Dreams are impurities in the circulation of the blood. Even so is consciousness a disorder of life. Dreams are without proportion, without good sense, without truth. So also is consciousness. Awake from dream, the truth is known. Awake from waking, the truth is the unknown. Chapter 31. The Garret. It moves from motion into rest, and rests from rest into motion. These it does alway, for time is not. So that it does neither of these things. It does that one thing which we must express by two things, neither of which possesses any rational meaning. Yet its doing, which is no doing, is simple and yet complex, is neither free nor necessary, for all these ideas express relation, and it, comprehending all relation in its simplicity, is out of all relation, even with itself. All this is true and false, and it is true and false to say that it is true and false. Strain forth thy intelligence, O man, O worthy one, O chosen of it, to apprehend the discourse of the Master, for thus thy reason shall at last break down, as the fetter is struck from the slave's throat. Chapter 32. The Mountaineer. Consciousness is a symptom of disease. All that moves well moves without will. All skillfulness, all strain, all intention is contrary to ease. Practice 1,000 times and it becomes difficult. 1,000 and it becomes easy. 1,000 times 1,000 and it is 34. The Smoking Dog. Each act of man is the twist and double of an hare. Love and death are the greyhounds that course him. God bred the hounds, and taketh his pleasure in the sport. This is the comedy of Pan, that man should think he hunteth, while those hounds hunt him. This is the tragedy of man, when facing love and death he turns to bay. He is no more hare, but boar. There are no other comedies or tragedies. Cease then to be the mockery of God. In savagery of love and death, live thou and die. Thus shall his laughter be thrilled through with ecstasy. Chapter 35. Venus of Milo. Life is as ugly and necessary as the female body. Death is as beautiful and necessary as the male body. The soul is beyond male and female, as it is beyond life and death. Even as the lingam and the yoni are but diverse developments of one organ, so also are life and death but two phases of one state. So also the absolute and the conditioned are but forms of that. What do I love? There is no form, no being, to which I do not give myself wholly up. Take me who will. Chapter 36. The Star Sapphire. Let the adept be armed with his magic rood, and provide him with his mystic rose. In the center, let him give the LVX signs. Or, if he know them, if he will and dare do them, and can keep silent about them, the signs of NOX, being the signs of puer, vir, puella, mulier. Omit the sign IR. Then let him advance to the east, and make the holy hexagram, saying, Pater et Mater, unus Deus ararita. Let him go round to the south, make the holy hexagram, and say, Mater et Filius, unus Deus ararita. Let him go round to the west, make the holy hexagram, and say, Filius et Filia, unus Deus ararita. Let him go round to the north, make the holy hexagram, and then say, Filia et Pater unus Deus ararita. Let him then return to the center, and so to the center of all, making the rosy cross as he may know how, saying, Ararita, Ararita, Ararita. In this the sign shall be those of Set triumphant and of Baphomet. Also shall Set appear in the circle. Let him drink of the sacrament, and let him communicate the same. Then let him say, Omnia in duos, duo in unum, unus in nihil. Haec nec quator, nec omnia, nec duo, nec unus, nec nihil sunt. Gloria Patri et Matri et Filio, et Filiae et Spiritui Sancto. Externo et Spiritui Sancto. Interno ut erat est erat in saecula, saeculorum sex in uno per nomen septum, in uno erita. Let him then repeat the signs of LVX, but not the signs of NOX, for it is not he that shall arise in the sign of Isis rejoicing. Chapter 37. Dragons. Thought is the shadow of the eclipse of Luna. Samadhi is the shadow of the eclipse of Soul. The moon and the earth are the non-ego and the ego. The sun is that. Both eclipses are darkness. Both are exceedingly rare. The universe itself is light. Chapter 38. Lambskin. Cowan Skidoo, Tile, swear to Hile all. This is the mystery, life. Mind is the traitor. Slay mind. Let the corpse of mine lie unburied on the edge of the great sea. Death. This is the mystery. Tile, Cowan Skidoo. Chapter 39. The Looby. Only loobies find excellence in these words. It is unthinkable that A is not A. To reverse this is but to revert to the normal. Yet by forcing the brain to accept propositions, of which one set is absurdity, the other truism, a new function of brain is established. Vague and mysterious and all indefinite are the contents of this new consciousness. Yet they are somehow vital. By use, they become luminous. Unreason becomes experience. This lifts the leaden-footed soul of the experience of that, of which reason is the blasphemy. But without the experience, these words are the lies of a looby. Yet a looby to thee, and a booby to me, a Balacius ruby to God may be. Chapter 40. The Hymog. A red rose absorbs all colors but red. Red is therefore the one color that is not. This law, reason, time, space, all limitation blinds us to the truth. All that we know of man, nature, God, is just that which they are not. It is that which they throw off as repugnant. The Hymog is only visible insofar as he is imperfect. Then are they all glorious who seem not to be glorious, as the Hymog is all glorious within? It may be so. How then distinguish the inglorious and perfect Hymog from the inglorious man of earth? Distinguish not, but thyself extinguish. Hymog thou art, and Hymog shall thou be. Chapter 41. Corned beef hash. In VVVVV is the great work perfect. Therefore, none is that pertaineth not to VVVVV. In any may he manifest, yet in one hath he chosen to manifest, and this one hath given his ring as a seal of authority to the work of the AA, through the colleagues of Frater Père Durabo. But this concerns themselves and their administration. It concerneth none below the grade of exempt adept, and such an one only by command. Also, since below the abyss reason is lord, let men seek by experiment, and not by questionings. Chapter 42. Dust devils. In the wind of the mind arises the turbulence called I. It breaks. Down shower the barren thoughts. All life is choked. This desert is the abyss, wherein is the universe. The stars are but thistles in that waste. Yet this desert is but one spot accursed in the world of bliss. Now and again travelers cross the desert. They come from the great sea, and to the great sea they go. As they go, they spill water. One day they will irrigate the desert till it flower. See, 5 footprints of a camel. VVVVV. Chapter 43. Mulberry tops. Black blood upon the altar, and the rustle of angel wings above. Black blood of the sweet fruit, the bruised, the violated bloom, that setteth the wheel a-spinning in the spire. Death is the veil of life, and life of death, for both are gods. This is that which is written, a feast for life, and a great phoenix. The magician, his breast bare, stands before an altar, on which are his burin, bell, thurible, and 2 of the cakes of light. In the sign of the Enterer he reaches west across the altar, and cries, Hail, Ra, that goest in thy bark into the caverns of the dark. He gives the sign of silence, and takes the bell and fire in his hands. East of the altar see me stand with light and music in mine hand. He strikes 11 times upon the bell. 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 3, 3, 3, and places the fire in the thurible. I strike the bell, I light the flame, I utter the mysterious name, Abrahadabra. He strikes 11 times upon the bell. Now I begin to pray, thou child, holy thy name and undefiled. Thy reign is come, thy will is done. Here is the bread, here is the blood. Bring me through midnight to the sun. Save me from evil and from good. Take thy 1 crown of all the 10. Even now and here be mine. Amen. He puts the first cake in the fire of the thurible. I burn the incense cake, proclaim these adorations of thy name. He makes them as in Liber Legis, and strikes again 11 times upon the bell. With the burin he then makes upon his breast the proper sign. Behold this bleeding breast of mine, gashed with the sacramental sign. He puts the second cake to the wound. I staunch the blood, the wafer soaks it up, and the high priest invokes. He eats the second cake. This bread I eat, this oath I swear, as I inflame myself with prayer. There is no grace, there is no guilt. This is the law. Do what thou wilt. He strikes 11 times upon the bell, and cries, Abrahadabra. I entereth in with woe and mirth, and now go forth and with thanksgiving, to do my pleasure on the earth, among the legions of the living. He goeth forth. Chapter 45. Chinese Music. Explain this happening. It must have a natural cause. It must have a supernatural cause. Let these 2 asses be sent to grind corn. May, might, must, should, probably, may be, we may safely assume, ought, it is hardly questionable, almost certainly. Poor hacks, and let them be turned out to grass. Proof is only possible in mathematics, and mathematics is only a matter of arbitrary conventions. And yet doubt is a good servant, but a bad master. A perfect mistress, but a nagging wife. White is the lash of the overseer. White is black is the watchword of the slave. The master takes no heed. The Chinese cannot help thinking that the octave has 5 notes. The more necessary anything appears to my mind, the more certain it is that I only assert a limitation. I slept with faith, and found a corpse in my arms on waking. I drank and danced all night with doubt, and found her a virgin in the morning. Chapter 46. Buttons and Rosettes. The cause of sorrow is the desire of the one to the many, or of the many to the one. This also is the cause of joy. But the desire of one to another is all of sorrow. Its birth is hunger, and its death satiety. The desire of the moth consciousness. Involuntary breaks. Yama and niyama get rid of ethical consciousness. Voluntary breaks. Pratyahara gets rid of the objective. Dharana gets rid of the subjective. Dhyana gets rid of the ego. Samadhi gets rid of the soul impersonal. Asana destroys the static body, nama. Pranayama destroys the dynamic body, rupa. Yama destroys the emotions. Niyama destroys the passions, vedana. Dharana destroys the perceptions, sana. Dhyana destroys the tendencies, sankhara. Samadhi destroys the consciousness, vinanam. Homar Nala Thermidor destroys the digestion. The last of these facts is the one of which I am most certain. Chapter 38. Mome Wraths. The early bird catches the worm, and the 12-year-old prostitute attracts the ambassador. Neglect not the dawn meditation. The first plover's eggs fetch the highest prices. The flower of virginity is esteemed by the Pandar. Neglect not the dawn meditation. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. But late to watch and early to pray brings him across the abyss, they say. Neglect not the dawn meditation. Chapter 49. Warata Blossoms. 7 are the veils of the dancing girl, in the harem of it. 7 are the names, and 7 are the lamps beside her bed. 7 eunuchs guard her with drawn swords. No man may come nigh unto her. In her wine cup are 7 streams of the blood of the 7 spirits of God. 7 are the heads of the beast, whereupon she rides. The head of an angel, the head of a saint, the head of a poet, the head of an adulterous woman, the head of a man of valor, the head of a satyr, and the head of a lion serpent. 7 letters hath her holiest name, and it is. Narrator's note. Crowley here illustrates a seal of a 7-pointed star. Beginning from the westmost point, each point of the star contains a letter, spelling the name of Babylon. In the center of the star is the Greek symbol for Theta. Crosses extend from its western, northern, and eastern boundaries. To the left of the westmost cross is the number 77. To the left of the northmost cross is the number 7. To the right of the northmost cross is the number 7. To the right of the eastmost cross is the number 77. By itself, at the southernmost boundary of Theta, is the number 7. This is the seal upon the ring that is on the forefinger of it, and it is the seal upon the tombs of them whom she hath slain. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of Our Lady, for it is the number of a woman, and her number is 156. Chapter 50. The Vigil of St. Hubert. In the forest, God met the stag beetle. Hold, worship me, quoth God, for I am all great, all good, all generation of gossipers, who shall deliver you from the wrath that is fallen upon you? O babblers, prattlers, talkers, loquacious ones, tattlers, chewers of the red rag that inflameth apiece the Redeemer to fury. Learn first what is work, and the great work is not so far beyond. Chapter 53, The Dowser. Once round the meadow, brother does the hazel twig dip. Twice round the meadow, brother does the hazel twig dip. Thrice round the paddock, highly, lowly, wily, holy, dip, dip, dip. Then neighed the horse in the paddock, and lo, its wings. For whoso findeth the spring beneath the earth, maketh the treaders of earth to course the heavens. This spring is threefold, of water, but also of steel, and of seasons. Also this paddock is the toad that hath the jewel between his eyes. Aum mani padmen hum. Keep us from evil. Chapter 54, Eavesdroppings. 45 apprentice masons out of work. 15 fellow craftsmen out of work. 3 master masons out of work. All these sat on their haunches, waiting the report of the sojourner, for the word was lost. This is the report of the sojourners. The word was love, and its number is 111. Then said each Amo, for its number is 111. Each took the trowel from his lap, whose number is 111. Each called moreover on the goddess Nina, for her number is 111. Yet with all this went the work awry, for the word of the law is Thelema. Chapter 55, The Drooping Sunflower. The one thought vanished. All my mind was torn to rags. Nay, my head was mashed into wood pulp, and thereon the daily newspaper was printed. Thus wrote I, since my one love was torn from me. I cannot work. I cannot think. I seek distraction here. I seek distraction there. But this is all my truth, that I who love have lost, and how may I regain? I must have money to get to America. O mage, sage, gauge thy wage, or in the page of thine age is written rage. O my darling, we should not have spent 90 pounds in that 3 weeks in Paris. Slash the brakes on thine arms with a pole-axe. Chapter 56, Trouble with Twins. Holy, 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 unto 555 times holy be Our Lady of the Stars. Holy, 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 unto 156 times holy be Our Lady that rideth upon the beast. Holy, 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 unto the number of times necessary and appropriate be Our Lady Isis in her millions of names, all Mother, Genetrix, Meretrix. Yet holier than all these to me is Layla, night and death. For her do I blaspheme alike the finite and the infinite. So wrote not Frater Perdurabo, but the imp Crowley in his name. For forgery, let him suffer penal servitude for 7 years, or at least let him do pranayama all the way home. Home? Nay, but to the house of the harlot whom he loveth not. For it is Layla that he loveth, and yet who knoweth which is Crowley, and which is Frater Perdurabo? Chapter 57, The Duck-billed Platypus. Dirt is matter in the wrong place. Thought is mind in the wrong place. Matter is mind, so thought is dirt. Thus argued he, the wise one, not mindful that all place is wrong. For not until the place is perfected by a T, saith he, rose uncrucified droppeth its petals. Without the rose, the cross is a dry stick. Worship then the rosy cross, and the mystery of two in one. And worship him that swore by his holy tea, that one should not be one, except in so far as it is two. I am glad that Layla is afar. No doubt clouds love. Chapter 58. A Guy Howlings. Haggard am I, an hyena. I hunger and howl. Men think it laughter. Ha, ha, ha. There is nothing movable or immovable under the firmament of heaven, on which I may write the symbols of the secret of my soul. Yea, though I were lowered by ropes into the utmost caverns and vaults of eternity, there is no word to express even the first whisper of the initiator in mine ear. Yea, I abhor birth, ululating lamentations of night. Agony, agony, the light within me breathes veils, the song within be dumbness. God, in what prism may any man analyze my light? Immortal are the adepts, and yet they die. They die of shame unspeakable. They die as the gods die, for sorrow. Wilt thou endure unto the end, O Frater Perdurabo, O lamp in the abyss? Thou hast the keystone of the royal arch, yet the apprentices, instead of making bricks, put the straws in their hair, and think they are Jesus Christ. O sublime tragedy and comedy of the great work. Chapter 59. The Tailless Monkey. There is no help but hodgepodge in the skies, when Asticus sees crabs and lobsters rise. Man that has spine and hopes of heaven to be, lacks the amoeba's immortality. What protoplasm gains in mobile mirth is loss of the stability of earth. Matter and sense and mind have had their day. Nature presents the bill, and all must pay. If, as I am not, I were free to choose, how Buddhahood would battle with the booze. My certainty that destiny is good rests on its picking me for Buddhahood. Were I a drunkard, I should think I had good evidence that fate was bloody bad. Chapter 60. The Wound of Amfortas. The self-mastery of Percival became the self-masturbatory of the bourgeois. Virtus has become virtue. The qualities which have made a man, a race, a city, a caste, must be thrown off. Death is the penalty of failure. As it is written, in the hour of success sacrifice that which is dearest to thee, unto the infernal gods. The Englishman lives upon the excrement of his forefathers. All moral codes are worthless in themselves. Yet in every new code there is hope, provided always that the code is not changed because it is too hard, but because it is fulfilled. The dead dog floats with the stream. In Puritan France, the best women are harlots. In vicious England, the best women are virgins. If only the Archbishop of Canterbury were to go naked in the streets and beg his bread. The new Christ, like the old, is the friend of publicans and sinners, because his nature is ascetic. Oh, if every man did no matter what, provided that it is the one thing that he will not and cannot do. Chapter 61. The Fool's Knot. O fool, begetter of both eye and Chapter 62. Twig. The phoenix hath a bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, 2 cakes, one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset, when earth life fades. He summons the universe, and crowns it with magic light to replace the sun of natural light. He prays unto, and give homage to, Ra-Hor Khuit. To him he then sacrifices. The first cake burnt illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second, mixed with his life's blood and eaten, illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free, unconditioned, the absolute, burning up in the flame of his prayer, and born again, the phoenix. Chapter 63. Marjorie Daw. I love Layla, I lack Layla. Where is the mystic grace, saith thou? Who told thee, man, that Layla is not knew it, and I had it? I destroyed all things, they are reborn in other shapes. I gave up all for one. This one hath given up its unity for all. I wrenched dog backwards to find God. Now God barks. Think me not fallen because I love Layla and lack Layla. I am the master of the universe. Then give me a heap of straw in a hut and Layla naked. Amen. Chapter 64. Constancy. I was discussing oysters with a crony. God sent me the angels, Den and Doni. And man of spunk they urged would hardly choose to breakfast every day chez Laperouse. No, I replied, he would not do so, but think of this woe if Laperouse were shut. I eat these oysters and I drink this wine solely to drown this misery of mine. Yet the last height of consolation's cold, its pinnacle, is not to be consoled. And though I sleep with Jane and Eleanor, I feel no better than I did before. And Julian only fixes in my mind, even before feels better than behind. Your mercurial spirits be so kind as to enable me to raise the wine. Put me in Layla's arms again, the accursed, leaving me that, else how may do his worst. Doni and Den, perceiving me inspired, conceived their task was finished, they retired. I turned upon my friend and breaking bounds, borrowed a trifle of 200 pounds. Chapter 65. Sic Transient. At last I lifted up mine eyes and beheld, and lo, the flames of violet were become as tendrils of smoke, as mist at sunset upon the marshlands, and in the midst of the moon pool of silver was the lily of white and gold. In this lily is all honey, in this lily that flowereth at the midnight, in this lily is all perfume, in this lily is all music, and it enfolded me. Thus the disciples that watched found a dead body kneeling at the altar. Amen. Chapter 66. The Praying Mantis. Say, God is one. This I obeyed. For 1,001 times a night, for 1,000 nights and one, did I affirm the unity. But night only means Layla, and unity and God are not worth even her blemishes. Allah is only 66, but Layla counteth up to 7 and 70. fade. Then will the desert be thirstier than before. O ye who dwell in the dark night of the soul, beware most of all of every herald of the dawn. O ye who dwell in the city of the pyramids, beneath the night of Pan, remember that ye shall see no more light, but that of the great fire that shall consume your dust to ashes. Chapter 68. Manna. At 4 o'clock there is hardly anybody in Rumpelmeyer's. I have my choice of place and service. The babble of the apes will begin soon enough. Pioneers, O pioneers! Sat not Elijah under the juniper tree and wept? Was not Muhammad forsaken in Mecca, and Jesus in Gethsemane? These prophets were sad at heart, but the chocolate at Rumpelmeyer's is great, and the mousse noir is like Nephthys for perfection. Also, there are little meringues with cream and chestnut pulp, very velvety seductions. Sail I not towards Layla within 7 days? Be not sad at heart, O prophet. The babble of the apes will presently begin. Nay, rejoice exceedingly, for after all the babble of the apes, the silence of the night. Chapter 69. The way to succeed, and the way to suck eggs. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, O man, and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra, is the sign of the great work. For the great work is accomplished in silence. And behold, is not that word equal to Cheth? That is Cancer, whose sigil is 69. This work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfect in itself. Little children, love one another. Chapter 70. Broomstick Babblings. Frater Perdurabo is of the Sanhedrim of the Sabbath, say men. He is the old goat himself, say women. Therefore do all adore him. The more they detest him, the more do they adore him. Aye, let us offer the obscene kiss. Let us seek the mystery of the gnarled oak and of the glacier torrent. To him let us offer up our babes. Around him let us dance in the mad moonlight. But Frater Perdurabo is nothing but an eye. What eye none knoweth. Skip witches, hop toads, take your pleasure. For the play of the universe is the pleasure of Frater Perdurabo. Chapter 71. King's College Chapel. For mind and body alike there is no purgative like pranayama, no purgative like pranayama. For mind, for mind and body alike, there is no purgative like pranayama, pranayama. Yea, for mind and body alike, there is no purgative, for mind and body alike, no purgative, like pranayama, no purgative for mind and body alike, like pranayama, like prana, pranayama. Amen. Chapter 72. Hashed Pheasant. Shemhamphorash, all hail divided name, utter it once, O mortal of Arash. The universe were swallowed up in flame, Shemhamphorash. hash may find one thing of all those things the same, the world has gone to everlasting smash. No, if creation did possess an aim, it does not, it were only to make hash of that most high and that most holy game, Shemhamphorash. Chapter 73. The Devil, the Ostrich, and the Orphan Child. Death rides the camel of initiation. Thou humped and stiff-necked one that groanest in thine asana, death will relieve thee. Bite not, Zelator dear, but bide. 10 days didst thou go with water in thy belly. Thou shalt go 20 more, with a firebrand at thy rump. Aye, all thine aspiration is to death. Death is the crown of all thine aspiration. Triple is the cord of silver moonlight. It shall hang thee, O Holy One, O hanged man, O camel termination of the third person plural, for thy multiplicity, thou ghost of a non-ego. Could but thy mother behold thee, O thou Unt, the infinite snake Ananta that surroundeth the universe, is but the coffin worm. Chapter 74. Carey Street. When nothing became conscious, it made a bad bargain. This consciousness acquired individuality, a worse bargain. The hermit asked for love, worst bargain of all. And now he has let his girl go to America, to have success in life. Blank loss. Is there no end to this immortal ache that haunts me, sleeping or awake? If I had Layla, how could I forget? Time, age, and death, insufferable fret. Were I an hermit, how could I support the pain of consciousness, the curse of thought? Even were I that, there still were one sore spot, the abyss that stretches between that and not. Still, the first step is not so far away. The Mauretania sails on Saturday. Chapter 75. Plover's Eggs. Spring beans and strawberries are in. Goodbye to the oyster. If I really knew what I wanted, I could give up Layla, or give up everything for Layla. But what I want varies from hour to hour. This wavering is the root of all compromise, and so of all good sense. With this gift a man can spend his 70 years in peace. Now is this well or ill? Emphasize gift, then man, then spend, then 70 years, and lastly, peace, and change the intonations. Each time reverse the meaning. I would show you how, but for the moment, I prefer to think of Layla. Chapter 66. Phaeton. No, yes, perhaps, oh, I, why? No. Hail, all ye spavine, gelded, hamstrung horses. Ye shall surpass the planets in their courses. How? Not by speed, nor strength, nor power to stay, but by the silence that succeeds the neigh. Chapter 77. The sublime and supreme septenary, in its mature, magical manifestation through matter, as it is written, and He-Goat also. Layla. Chapter 78. Wheel and Woe. The great wheel of samsara, the wheel of the law, Dhamma, the wheel of the tarot, the wheel of the heavens, the wheel of life. All these wheels be one, yet of all these the wheel of the tarot alone avails thee consciously. Meditate long and broad and deep, O man, upon this wheel, revolving it in thy mind. Be this thy task, to see how each card springs necessarily from each other card, even in due order, from the fool to the 10 of coins. Then when thou knowest the wheel of destiny complete, mayest thou perceive that will which moved it first. There is no first or last, and lo, thou art passed through the abyss. Chapter 79. The Bald Bullier. Some men look into their minds, into their memories, and find naught but pain and shame. These then proclaim the good law unto mankind. These preach renunciation, virtue, cowardice in every form. These whine eternally, smug, toothless, hairless coot, debauch emasculated Buddha, come ye to me. I have a trick to make you silent, O ye foamers at the mouth. Nature is wasteful, but how well she can afford it. Nature is false, but I'm a bit of a liar myself. Nature is useless, but then how beautiful she is. Nature is cruel, but I too am a sadist. The game goes on. It may have been too rough for Buddha, but it's, if anything, too dull for me. Viens vous negre, donne-moi tes lèvres encore. Chapter 80. Blackthorn. The price of existence is eternal warfare. Speaking as an Irishman, I prefer to say, the price of eternal warfare is existence. And melancholy as existence is, the price is well worth paying. Is there a government? Then I'm agin it. To hell with the bloody English. Oh, Frater Perdurabo, how unworthy are these sentiments. Do you want a clip on the jaw? Chapter 81. Louis Ling. I am not an anarchist in your sense of the word. Your brain is too dense for any known explosive to affect it. I am not an anarchist in your sense of the word. Fancy a policeman let loose on society. While there exists the burgess, the hunting man, or any man with ideals less than Shelley's, and self-discipline less than Loyola's. In short, any man who falls far short of myself. I am against anarchy and for feudalism. Every emancipator has enslaved the free. Chapter 81. Borscht. Which moon that turnest all the streams to blood, I take this hazel rod and stand and swear, an oath beneath this blasted oaken bear, that rears its agony above the flood, whose swollen mask mutters an atheist prayer. What oath may stand the shock of this offense? There is no eye, no joy, no permanence. Which moon of blood eternal ebb and flow, of baffled birth and death still lurks a change, and all the leopards in thy woods that range, and all the vampires in their bows that glow, brooding on bloodthirst, these are not so strange, and fierce as life's unfailing shower these die, yet time rebears them through eternity. Hear then the oath which moon of blood, dread moon, let all thy striges and thy ghouls attend. He that endureth even to the end hath sworn that love's own corpse shall lie at noon, even in the coffin of its hopes, and spend all the force won by its old woe and stress in now annihilating nothingness. This chapter is called Imperial Purple and a Punic War. Chapter 83. The Blind Pig. Many becomes two. Two, one. One, naught. What comes to naught? What? Shall the adept give up his hermit life, and go eating and drinking and making merry? Aye, shall he not do so? He knows that the many is naught, and having naught, enjoys that naught even in the enjoyment of the many. The Avalanche. Only through devotion to Frater Perdurabo may this book be understood. How much more then should he devote himself to Iowas, for the understanding of the holy book of Thelema? Yet must he labor underground eternally. The sun is not for him, nor the flowers, nor the voices of the birds, for he is passed beyond all these. Yea, verily, oft times he is weary. It is well that the weight of the karma of the infinite is with him. Therefore is he glad indeed, for he hath finished the work, and the reward concerneth him no whit. Chapter 85. More Berigme. I distrust any thoughts uttered by any man whose health is not robust. All other thoughts are surely symptoms of disease. Yet these are often beautiful, and may be true, within the circle of the conditions of the speaker. And yet again, do we not find that the most robust of men express no thoughts at all? They eat, drink, sleep, and copulate in silence. What better proof of the fact that all thought is dis-ease? We are stressful peace. The tastiness of our talk comes from the disorder of our bodies. We like it. This only proves that our tastes also are depraved and debauched by our disease. Chapter 86. Tat. Ex nihilo. Nihil. Feet. In. The fire that twisteth itself and burneth like a scorpion. I. The unsullied, ever-flowing water. H. The interpenetrating spirit, without and within. Is not its name Abrahadabra? I, the unsullied, ever-flowing air. L, the green, fertile earth. Fierce are the fires of the universe, and on their daggers they hold aloft the bleeding heart of earth. Upon the earth lies water, sensuous and sleepy. Above the water hangs air, and above air, but also below fire, and in all, the fabric of all being woven on its invisible design is aether. Chapter 87. Mandarin Meals. There is a dish of shark's fin and of sea slug, well set in birds' nests, Also there is a souffle most exquisite of chow chow. These did I devise, but I have never tasted anything to match thee. Narrator's note. Crowley here illustrates a symbol, consisting of a vertical Ouroboros, superimposed over an inverted cross, with two vertical bars, one to the left and one to the right, of the central intersection, which she gave me before she went away. March 22nd, 1912, EV. Chapter 88. Gold Bricks. Teach us your secret, master, yap my yahoos. Then for the hardness of their hearts and for the softness of their heads, I taught them magic. But, alas, teach us your real secret, master, how to become invisible, how to acquire love, and know beyond all, how to make gold. But how much gold will you give me for the secret of infinite riches? Then said the foremost and most foolish, Master, it is nothing, but here is 100,000 pounds. This did I deign to accept, and whispered in his ear this secret. A sucker is born every minute. Chapter 89. Unprofessional Conduct. I am annoyed about the number 89. I shall avenge myself by writing nothing in this chapter. That, too, is wise. For since I am annoyed, I could not write even a reasonably decent lie.
Czechoslovakia.
Yes.
You lying ass Superman.
Okay,
You're Egyptian.
Me? I wish I were Egyptian. I was.
انت بتكذب ليه يا ابني؟
What is that language, bro?
انا عارفه انك انت مصري.
Me? Something else. I thought you looked. I thought you looked beautiful. Rectangle, sir. Mhm. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, pay those taxes. Pay those taxes. Yeah. It's gotta be shirts, really forget. Yep. It's the shirts. I see we matched. I'm Bumble. Oh, I guess I want to be around the bush. Around the bush. What's your number? I'd love to treat you. Love to chat and plan it in. Join now. and I see we matched on Bumble. I guess it won't be around the bush. What's your number? Look at chat on a date this week.
Or mindfulness, like I said. I lost custody.
Man, shut the fuck up, bitch. You saying all that lost custody shit because that's what you want the people to believe, bitch.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like you bogus assholes. I really don't like y'all. I don't even want y'all in here.
Or not.
I don't even want y'all in here around me. In my space, like, just around me. Like, you all...
report. So I was gonna make it super like crazy and see.
Yeah,
because he didn't think the training had a pecker. It was an inside job. He had to get in there to. You had to fix.
Guess it won't be around the bush. Really? Yeah, I think. Espanol. Thanks. Same. No complaints. Okay, this room's called Clubhouse Hell. This app is truly hell. There are apps where black women are screaming at each other, which are so crazy that you can't actually live stream what they're saying because it's just constant vulgarity and death threats. Welcome to Clubhouse Hell. Well, I guess I won't beat around the bush. Thanks again. Oh, hi, Jamie. How was your moon day? I see we matched on Bumble. I guess I won't beat around the bush. What's your number? Love to chat about a date this week. What's strike one the iron's hot. Iron's hot. What's your number? What's your number? To plan a date. I'd love to plan a date this week. Strike one the iron's hot. No federal. No federal are my it's brutal. It's brutal. Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. What are you talking about? Man, you crazy.
Also, just saying, these are things that
Party. Let me tell you what I tell you. Okay, every night when mine went to bed, I had to have that code. And this is when he finally got his smartphone.
but he can't. Like Tropic Thunder, Tom Cruise is absolutely hilarious. So, but yeah, no, it is. They should be in reverse. The casting should have been reversed. I think that would have been way better here. But I don't really like I don't know about the look of the film. It's sort of like it looks like a lackluster Smashing Pumpkins music video. It's a little too hazy.
We also want to welcome Adrian to the conversation. How's it going? What are your thoughts on Interview with the Vampire 1994?
It's been so long since I've seen it, and I always go back to Bram Stoker's, with God, who the hell was in that movie? What's his face? Dennis. Anyways, the point is, I don't Interview with a Vampire does not stick in my memory like Bram Stoker's Dracula, so I can't really comment on it that much.
No, for sure.
There's just something about. Is it Brad Pitt or is it Tom Cruise that is all powdery, puffy white?
They're both vampires in this movie.
Wow.
That's Tom Cruise on the poster right here.
Yeah, it doesn't show up. I gotta click it, but too lazy to click it. So what? Were like the 90s the best, and like the 80s were great, but like 90s were better than the 80s? Because like, that's when everything started going to shit.
Adam, what do you think?
Well, what's the question?
Are the 90s or the 80s better?
Oh, the 90s are way better. I'm with Tarantino on this one. I think the 80s is lackluster. I think the 80s is a bit of a hole, like the 50s. There are some fine films in the 80s, but as a whole, the 80s is kind of like the music and the culture. It's just like the old there's a styrofoam Big Mac containers, or like the McDonald's Big Breakfast, and those styrofoam cases that never biodegrade and are just like a ecological disaster that aesthetically are, just awful. It's just that to me is the 80s in general. Music, movies, it's that's my take. The 90s is more like the 70s 70s. It's just, there's like bangers and like legitimate cinematic masterpieces year after year. The quality of the films technically and just the look of the films, everything is like just so much better. The effects are better. The film stock is better. The willingness for studios to fund interesting films, the more daring quality, the action films are way better. Though I do have a soft spot for Rambo 3 and Commando. But yeah, no, pound for pound, it's not. I don't even think it's close. The 90s for the win.
Yeah, that was well said. Tyrone, what do you think, bro? Do you like the 90s or the 80s more?
I'm a 90s guy, if I have to choose a decade. But Amadeus, it does. 1984.
That was so good.
That's true, man. That is eye candy. That is an eye candy movie. It is gorgeous.
He told me to watch Amadeus, but then I did, and I was all like, Tyrone, you got any more? Like, damn. I will watch whatever you say.
I'll find you more.
So is Salieri technically a vampire in that movie?
It feels that way, doesn't it?
He's a life sucker.
What do you think about the Twilight series, like for vampire movies? Because YouTube shows me a lot of Twilight series shit, and when I see them fighting in the fields and running and screaming, and it's just so stupid, and it kind of just shows you how you can like manipulate films to just like draw it out, play sound effects, make it emotional. But when you're watching, you're just like, I hate this. These actors, even like everything about it, I'm just like, I hate it, but I'm still gonna watch it because the algorithm is showing it to me.
Those movies are stupid. That's why I like this sort of even more, because Anne Rice is like makes this really twisted. It's like dark and fucked up, and more what I feel like is in line with vampires and what I want to see in their world they inhabit. Twilight is just like girl porn. Guys that want nothing more than just like be with one woman and fight over her.
I just feel bad for any young girl or young man who spent, years of their lives reading the books even, and then drew the drug to Mom, Dad, I want to see the movie. They took them to see the fucking movie and they gained nothing. Like just total garbage media.
Yeah, I agree. Tyrone, are you gonna go see Interstellar before it leaves?
Yeah, I really want to see it on a 70mm IMAX. Everyone says it's like the best cinema experience of their life. So I'm really gonna try.
Is there a 70mm near where you live?
Yeah, there's one in San Francisco, in like downtown San Francisco.
Yeah, you need to come to Hollywood and come to the Universal Studios, bro. And come to that one.
It's even
It's
bigger.
amazing. There were people that stood the whole time the movie was on just because that's how bad they wanted to see it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. But yeah, I'll let you know if I end up getting that chance.
Well, they only have it for like one more week. They like extended the run for another week.
It's 20-year anniversary, right? Or 10?
The 10
Was
years.
it 10 years?
Yeah.
I wasn't waiting for 20.
It's Inception.
Interstellar.
Oh gosh. Like, what is it about? I like the soundtrack to that movie and Inception. Who's the guy who did the soundtracks?
Is it Hans Zimmer, I think?
Zimmer, yeah. Those pair really well with a lot of things. Like, I'll play Inception or Interstellar while I'm listening to audiobooks, and it like amps up the audiobook like tenfold. So it's like the way your brain responds to that music. I mean, this app is a dopamine feedback loop, but Hans Zimmer and a good audiobook, you're gonna like flare your dopamine.
Adam, do you like Interstellar? Have you seen this movie?
and stuff at the very end. But the whole sort of wormhole or black hole sequence and stuff, I don't know, it was too schmaltzy. But I do like the build up, you know. I like the how it rolls out at the beginning through the half of the film. It creates a lot of tension and suspense. Like, where are we going? I don't really like the destination, but I don't know how else you could do it. So, but yeah, no, it's a good film. It's not my favorite Nolan film, but it's fine. It's better than Inception, I think. It's certainly better than Dark Knight Rises. But I think it's way better than the magic movie. What is it, The Prestige?
The Prestige.
Yeah, the Prestige and Dark Knight Rises are my bottom two Nolan films, but it's definitely in the. I would say this is probably kind of mid-tier. It's a mid-tier Nolan film.
Tyrone, how would you rank Nolan? From best to worst.
That's really difficult. But that's like telling someone to rank their own children.
I know, and imagine I have a clock and we only have a minute.
I would probably put Dark Knight still at the top, and then Interstellar, and then oh my gosh, now I gotta think of other movies. Still love Memento. That thing from Memento. I know towards the bottom I'd have Dark Knight Rises, Dunkirk, somewhere down there. I just wasn't a big fan of Dunkirk. Wait, help me name other ones. Inception, I'd probably put in top 5.
The Prestige.
Sorry, Adam, if I offended you with Dunkirk's slow pace.
Oh man, Dunkirk is easily my favorite Nolan film. That's interesting.
Oppenheimer, I've only seen once, but I loved it. I think it's super solid, but it's not a movie I might go back to often. But I think as a one-watch, beautiful masterpiece, it's a top 5. I thoroughly enjoyed the build-up and the music there. What else? What else am I missing?
You said the Dark Knight Rises, I think, right?
Yeah, that one's. I like the first 10 minutes of that movie, and then it just gets kind of silly.
Have you ever seen Insomnia?
Oh yeah, I've seen Insomnia, but still probably not my favorite. But yeah, he's solid overall. Like really, really good. I'd put him in my top 3, like, more contemporary directors.
Also, you guys, this next movie that he's making now is allegedly about vampires. So that would be something. I also want to welcome Joanna to the conversation. Joanna, how are you? What are your thoughts on Interview with the Vampire 1984?
Salutations. I was a huge fan of the book, so I remember looking forward to it and going to see it the day it debuted with my friends. Not obviously, the casting as far as their appearances didn't match what I imagined. I did enjoy the performance, and particularly my heartstrings were pulled by Kristen Slater being in there for Leonardo DiCaprio, as opposed to Ben Daniel.
Really? Leonardo DiCaprio was up for that role?
Yeah, but then he died. So it's Kristen
Oh,
Slater.
you mean River Phoenix?
Oh, River Phoenix, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, I remember just being like, oh, wow. And
Cool.
I mean, they had to go with who was available. So, like, Kristen Dunst, although she did a great job, she was supposed to be a much smaller child. And I think Armand was closest to what I envisioned casting versus my imagination while I read the book. With that said, I watched it several times. I enjoyed it tremendously.
Is the scene where Armand kills that woman in front of everyone in the theater in the book?
I believe it is, yes.
So fucked up. I thought that was really. There were some scenes that were really effective in this movie, and I was wondering if they were directly pulled from the source material.
Yeah, it was pretty close to the book as far as what they showed. In many cases, but there was one portion about with Louis who died in his family. Like in the movie, they put his wife and child, and in real life, in the book, it was like his brother, his little brother. I think that was the only thing they changed.
Retro was saying he felt like Lestat and Louis were underdeveloped, and that he didn't. What did you think about the source material to the screen in terms of what was lacking for you?
In my opinion, I think I was so tied to the book. I feel like I was like, well, I know this is supposed to happen. I don't feel like they were so much underdeveloped as just looking so very different than I imagined them. I thought Lestat would look more like Bret Michaels, and Tom Cruise looks nothing like Bret Michaels.
But you still liked their performances overall?
I did. I thought Louis would be dark-haired and look like Nikki Sixx, but Brad did a good job. Just doesn't look like what I imagined. I just imagined everybody being a glam rocker.
Was the entire book covered in the plot in this? Does it end the same way as the novel?
I think so. Now, I actually just had a brain freeze, and I can't remember whether they showed Lestat's mom or whether that was the next book.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, she's not in this movie.
I think that's probably. I think maybe she was in the next book, but the way it ended is just the same. It was very neatly completed.
What else do you guys want to talk about with this or with anything you want to talk about in general?
What's up?
He's back.
I've been listening to you a little bit, enjoying I like your perspective on the movie. Yeah, have you seen the show? Because the show's pretty good. I watched the show.
No, I was like, after they tried to do The Queen of the Damned, which I think was the third or fourth book, I was like, oh god, they're so far away from how it reads that I couldn't deal.
Well, people tell me who read the book, the show is a lot better in terms of depicting the characters and telling the stories. So I recommend it.
Thank you.
I don't think you'll be disappointed.
No idea that Queen of the Damned, the Aaliyah movie, was a sequel to Interview with the Vampire. I'm looking at this right now. And it's even in the synopsis. In this loose sequel to Interview with the Vampire Lestat becomes a rock star whose music wakes up the equally beautiful and monstrous Queen of all vampires. I'm dying here as I process this. Also, I want to spear to the conversation. What's good, bro? What are your opening thoughts on Interview with the Vampire, bro?
What's going on?
What's up?
I saw this when I was like 7, 8 years old. So I just thought it was a cool vampire movie. I didn't really realize that it was I didn't even think about it. I just thought it was just like a cool vampire movie. Tom Cruise playing a vampire, but I didn't know that it was just like this whole romance between Louis and Lestat. It's toxic as hell. And I didn't know that it was like that until I got older. And when some people was explaining it to me, so looked at this movie very different. So when they said that they were going to remake this and the television show actually is, to me, better than the actual movie itself. I think it's a good depiction of what Anne Rice wanted from the book and what she wanted in the first movie. So, yeah, but overall, I thought it was a great performance from Tom Cruise. I know from behind the scenes that there was a lot of doubters saying that he couldn't do it, especially from Anne Rice. He thought he was a bad choice, but he nailed it. And too bad him and Brad Pitt didn't get along. It sucks, but shit, good movie though.
Bro, this movie, I remember seeing it when I was little too, and there's some scary shit in this movie though, bro. The things that scared me when I was little, you guys, is obviously the way Kirsten Dunst dies, like freaky, and then Brad Pitt comes in and touches her and she disintegrates. Like, that was fucking epic. The scariest part is this chick who's like naked on stage and she's like, "Don't kill me, please!" And then Antonio Banderas comes out and he fucking just kills her anyway, and then everybody just leaves and it's just like, what the fuck? Like, there's some shit I thought was, like I keep saying, really effective in the movie. Do you remember being like scared by any of these things when you were little, Spear?
A little bit, man. Like when they get the running fast and fighting somebody, I thought that was pretty scary. That was some scary things that happened. I do remember that scene. And I was kind of broken when they killed Kirsten Dunst's character off too. She was like so innocent, but the most dangerous one out of all of them. But she just started out that way. The movie turned to her, and I felt bad for her when it came to like, when she's about to die. So, but yeah, I was scared by the movie.
Adam, I saw you came off mic a minute or two ago. Do you have anything you wanted to add?
Not about Injury of the Vampire or something else, but I see Sarah's here, and maybe we can get some more. Let's run the veins dry on this one.
On the Interview with the Vampire. Well, I wanted to ask Retro then, in the book and in the source material, do we get more emphasis on why this group of vampires kills people in that manner in like such a theatrical fashion, and what their whole like modus operandi is? Because it's not very explored in the movie. You were saying in the TV show it is, Retro? Like more in depth on the group of vampires that decides to hunt people this way? Bueller. Anyone? But does anyone know this? Joanna, in the book, in the novel, you know what I mean? Because I thought that was one of the most effective things in the movie. The whole posse that Antonio Banderas wants, basically. More about them.
They actually were pretty decent. Because, I don't know if it's like the 7th book. There's like a whole book that's about Armand and how he came to be. And technically, Antonio Banderas was too old for that role, but he did a spectacular job. And his whole little organization and the way he ruthlessly dispatched them, the same as in the book.
Yeah, I thought that he was great. Also, Sarah, I was welcoming you back in the room. Just for anyone joining us, Sarah said she hadn't seen the movie or read the books, so that's why I hadn't gone back to you. Is there any other thoughts you wanted to share, Sarah, on the Interview with the Vampire and in general? Thanks for being here.
Just curious listening. But yeah, I just don't do good with like vampire stuff, horror stuff, so I should watch it. So it makes me want to watch it, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, no, right? This is Retro's like field more than mine with the show. I haven't seen the show Retro has, and he knows the source material better than I.
The show is very queer, and I love anything queer, so that definitely is on my radar.
Yeah, Sarah, it's really about a toxic love story, to be honest with you, and it also it's also like a little bit deeper. I think the show is probably like a better version of what the book was supposed to be about, but I still think this movie is worth a watch. clearly they didn't go all the way with it in the movie because it was in the 90s and then it's Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. So, but in the show, I think the show gives a little bit more better depiction for Anne Rice and what she wanted to do in the book. So, I think
What's kind of funny in this movie, even knowing everything we know, because basically, like, Brad Pitt is hooking up with a girl, she's like going down on him, and then all of a sudden he just blacks out, and we just see off screen like that Tom Cruise kills the girl. He wants to
Escuela de
burst
la
up, you know, he just
Segunda
starts biting
y
into him, and then he's
Colegio.
like raising him in the air, and he's all like, "Do you want it?" And the guy's like, and he's like, "No," and he just like leaves. That's how this goes down in this movie. And then another time, then he gets him again. And so to add all the gay context to it, it's just like it's still there in the movie. Without that, it's just like he has no agency as a human being. Like you literally took away. That's why immediately he's like so disinterested with being a vampire. I'm just curious if that plays out the same way in the source material and in the show, because the movie does the same beats kind of without emphasizing the romantic element between the two characters. Retro, do you know? Retro's not here for some reason, but Joanna has like also put no for us.
I would say that the book is much more intense, much more passionate, and the movie kind of glosses over the romance and suggestions. The second book is much more delicious and passionate. And the first movie, it's just I guess if they had to do it along with what they got with Sal back then.
Do you know what happens to Lestat in Queen of the Damned, and then afterwards, and how many novels there are of all this? How far-reaching this goes?
I mean, there are so many, and I stopped reading them years ago. But I know I read a good 6. There's The Vampire Lestat, Queen of the Damned, what's his name? Then there's like 2 more, and then the Mayfair Witches start showing up and having their own novels in that universe.
Like Claudia and everything that takes place in this movie is in Interview with the Vampire, the book, and then that's it, right? Is that correct? Is that character only in this one novel?
Yeah.
And then do Lestat and Louis continue their relationship in these other books, or do they separate and are they not in stories together after this?
They kind of pop up here and there. You'll see Lestat more than Louis. But Louis pops up and just kind of like, it gets kind of bland.
Do Lestat and Louis continue to be like adversaries and have a conflict with one another every time that they're around each other, or?
Not really, because Louis ceases to care as much about Lestat. And then
when you're a vampire, it just never ends, you guys. So sometimes you just gotta decide, I'm gonna excuse myself from this narrative, the never-ending journey. Yeah.
And then there's a whole book devoted to Lestat. It's called Tale of the Body Thief, where he decides to see if he can trade places with somebody who's living. And this is like, I think it's set in the 1980s or something. And he just couldn't remember what it was like to be human. And then he realizes that guy legit made off with his body. So he has to try to find that guy and get his original body back while he's inside of a mortal body.
Yeah, Siddharth was saying in the chat too, I just found that out today too. The Queen of the Damned is the sequel to this. The Aaliyah movie.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone seen that movie?
Yeah, it was hard to watch.
What was it?
Queen of the Damned was a hard watch.
Stuart Townsend is playing Tom Cruise's role in that movie.
Yeah.
He's okay. It's not bad.
It's boring. It's one of those movies that it's kind of like Mission Impossible 2, which should be exciting, but I forgot I was watching it. And asked my grandma.
Yeah, Ahmed works at some store, so he can't talk whenever he gets a customer. Doing a little more like branding now. So entrepreneurs, realtors, small businesses, large businesses.
Are you in a place where people come to you, or do you still have to do marketing and shit.
Yeah, so it's like it's definitely like a good mix of for sure. Like without posting or without like constantly reminding people that I'm here, I'm doing this shit. I mean, I'll still get inquiries from my.
Okay, I have a very weird question. What is the difference between dominant and rude?
They're you have had sex for fucking 25 years.
25? Hold on, I'm not that old.
When did you last have sex?
What the fuck? How old are you now?
I'm 36.
Steph, didn't I help you achieve orgasm like 6 months ago on this app?
No.
That wasn't you?
No.
Oh, maybe it was Zach. My bad.
That's not Zach. That's Zach's girlfriend.
I know, but Jacqueline, you probably just don't remember, but I helped you orgasm on this app. I talked dirty to Titty King.
No.
My God, Jacqueline, are you like a little clubhouse hoe?
No. Yeah. Could you please close the door? Thank
Hi,
you.
Jacqueline's nurse.
It's getting spicy in here.
Hi, Jacqueline. We want to talk to your nurse. Hi, praise the Lord, sister. Take care of our
Okay. Thank you.
Jacqueline, have your jello.
You know, Bussy, you have a pretty much talent for talking to disabilities.
I know, because I was a special ed.
I swear, you have this special thing. I don't know where you got it from.
I don't know. Special ed class. You know?
No, I don't know how you do it. Like, you're very good at it. It's kind of like using modern.
No, yeah. I don't know. Jacqueline's like.
I never saw this good side of you. Okay, with Zach and now with her.
Well, yeah, Jacqueline and Zach are my favorite handicapped people.
And all the blind people that do this.
No, he doesn't like the blind ones.
No, I don't like the blind ones.
He's bullying the blind ones.
Yeah. Jacqueline, how long have we known each other? This is Bussy, by the way.
Yes, I know it's you, Bussy.
Oh my God. Jacqueline, you're my little she-devil. Look at you. You look so cute.
Thank you.
Jacqueline, what state are you in?
Texas.
Texas. Cool. Girl, you don't like Republicans, but you live in the heart of Republican land.
I know. Ugh.
Do you go into Jacqueline?
Donald Trump, right?
Right.
Fuck Donald Trump. Did you even vote?
No, I didn't get to vote.
Why not?
Why?
Because my grandma didn't call the number that she was supposed to call in time for me to vote. Because,
Well, that's good. Women shouldn't vote anyway.
Jacqueline, why when you answer the question of why you're showing your pussy on this?
I'm not trying to.
It just happens.
Jack, it's okay, Jack. I just want to know what's hotter, your little panties or your pentagram and your devil horns?
Jacqueline, did you guys know that Jacqueline is a Satanist? She's like Church of Satan. Remember, Jacqueline, you told me? Satanist?
Yes, I am.
Satanist.
So what about...
Does everyone mention your family when they talk to you?
Yeah, Jacqueline, why do you wear such a short dress?
Because I like short dresses.
I like boys.
She's a grown woman and a Satanist. Just let her dress however she wants, you racist
I have to
bigots.
say, Jacqueline, you have a nice, smooth leg for a handicapped woman.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that because does hair not grow on your legs?
No, she's
Right. Hair doesn't
Are you
grow on my
Asian?
legs.
No, she's Native American.
Really? Hair doesn't grow on your legs?
I'm half Native American, half Hispanic. Well, I'm part Caucasian. So I'm like,
Which part of that doesn't grow hair on your leg?
I have no idea which part doesn't grow hair on my leg. Just
So
some
you don't
part.
get hair in your pussy? You don't get hair in your pussy? It's like a girlfriend.
Do you like to read books?
I love reading books.
She loves Twilight.
No.
No, I hate
Yeah.
What do you like to read?
I like to read Exit to Eden. It's a book from Anne Rice. It's like her first erotica.
I said, I'm right. I'm right.
Do you know Ayn Rand?
I do like
Mother eyes.
Ayn Rand.
Yes.
I like Anthem.
How about George
Mother
Montaigne?
eyes.
I have no idea who that is.
Okay. Well, I feel like you will like it because you seem like freaky.
Yeah, Sam, check your Instagram and sent you a message.
I like Ernest Hemingway. So.
Do you like to watch movies?
I like her.
Yes, I like to watch movies.
That's a little treat for you, Sam, if you ever come to San Diego. Not you, Jacqueline.
Ew, this.
I like eating candy.
Jacqueline, if there was something your government
No,
could,
Ryan, you're such a predator.
Jacqueline, if there was something your government could do for you, Jacqueline, to make you happier, what would it be?
Well, it sounded like Clinton.
Well, right now, they are trying to the nursing home is trying to get a chair for me, so I would like a chair.
A tariff.
A chair.
Is it Dylan?
A tariff.
No, a chair. An electric
Right.
wheel chair.
Oh, it's.
They're trying to get an
Nice.
electric wheel chair for me.
You know, Jacqueline, how come you don't see like
I think you're right.
Yeah?
If you was a treat, it would be those like sticks for Christmas, the white and red one.
Everything true.
Huh? Your treat that you just mentioned.
Me?
Oh my god, you really have fucking short-term problems.
I said I like eating candy. I never mentioned a treat.
Oh
Yeah.
no, you said now I see a treat. You said now I see a treat.
Jacqueline, when was the last time you had a seizure?
Last time I
I
had
didn't
a seizure,
say now I see a treat.
Oh, okay, I thought you said that.
I
I
had a
thought you
seizure.
referred to Mixed.
I had a seizure.
Oh, someone else may have said that.
I had a seizure like. Okay, well, I had a seizure. I had a seizure like several years ago.
Alright. Ryan, I thought you were saying to Mixed that now I see a treat. And then I said, if he's a treat, he will be those treats, the one the stick with like the curve in it.
Candy.
Yeah.
The movie candy.
Red. Okay, enough. Okay, Jacqueline, you can talk again.
Jacqueline,
I was
Send me shit. I want to.
Jacqueline, have you ever been in love, Jacqueline?
Yeah, she was telling about her love story. She had sex from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
But that wasn't love. That was sex.
Okay, girl, calm down.
Gracias.
No. There were no drugs.
Well, how did you keep it up for that long?
Yes, I did some shit.
I don't, well, okay, so, I mean, they
You
were
know
like,
the church?
right, there were breaks in
Oh.
between, you know,
Okay. I thought you for 12 hours straight.
you know, there's a refractory period of like 17 minutes, so, you know, after 17 minutes, the guy can go again, so.
Jacqueline, get to the point. You're fucking me up.
Like, after 17 minutes, the guy could go again. So, yeah, he was.
She gives me look vibes.
So, Jacqueline, what we're trying to figure out is, since you're a practicing Satanist, do you believe in sex magic?
Of course, I believe in sex magic.
So what does sex magic mean to you? Because Abby doesn't get laid, neither does Melania, neither does Ryan, and Sam is divorced. You're the only one getting any ass.
No. I meet up with people all the time, and a lot of times they don't pass, but then I send them home.
You smell their smegma and you say, "Oh, I can't touch that smegma. It stinks too much."
I don't like their vibe, so
I got it.
You're Gandalf, and you're like, "You shall not pass."
Well,
Guys, doesn't it look
sometimes
like
I their type,
Adrian
but
is holding
not just anybody can fucking pick.
We always
It
make
looks like Adrian is holding Jacqueline as you speak here.
Jacqueline, can you say nigger?
I can, but I wouldn't feel comfortable saying it.
Neighbor.
Hold on, she didn't finish answering my question about sex magic, Melania. If you could refrain from the N-word and ruining my Instagram live stream, I'd
Oh my
appreciate
god.
it. Stop being such a petty little F-word
Jacqueline,
N-word.
would you have sex with a Jew?
okay.
Hi, Jacqueline nurse. Hi. We're all listening to her.
Wait, Jacqueline, can you speak right now?
No, she can't talk no more. Anyways, entertain me then.
Well, one time I went out on a date she had something similar to what Jacqueline had, and I still took her out on the date. I was like, this will be my mitzvah. So I paid for a fancy dinner for a handicapped young woman. And then after the dinner was over, I said, how are you going to get home? And she said, I rode my bike. I said, rode your bike? You can't even walk. How did you ride a bike? Sure enough, she got on a bike and rode away disabled. I was like, that's incredible.
She fucking
Like, this woman is.
trolled you.
I mean, no, she didn't troll me. She
Was it
had.
an electric bike?
No, she had the kind of syndrome like Lou Gehrig's where she was shaking and like her arms were coming up and she had bad motor coordinations. But sure enough, yeah, she could ride a bike even with all the, the movement going on. Anyways, she was working a light at the opera, and she came from a farm, and she got this job at the LA Opera being a light operator, and that's what she was going to do. And no one was going to tell her any different. I knew something was wrong, though. She had a cute face, and I was like, I had to call her. I was like, something's off here. What's going on? Couldn't figure it out until we got to the restaurant. Hi, Deb. Welcome to Only Fatties.
Shit ever? Shut the fuck up, you fucking nigger cunt. I'm getting sick and tired of you fucking reading me because you're stupid. Oh, hi, Jacqueline.
Yes, I finished taking my medication.
Oh, you 5150?
Do you guys know that drug is free to use now?
What kind of medication do you take, Jacqueline?
It's for my migraines.
Oh, you got
Oh my God, Ryan
migraines?
needs that too. What is it for Ryan? No, Ryan needs it. Ozempic?
No, it's for migraines. So.
Okay, what's it called?
Well, this was lidocaine.
Lidocaine. That sounds fun.
Lidocaine?
Yes.
Jacqueline, Jacqueline, how do you pay for all your medical treatments and your housing?
Governor assistant.
Yes.
You're on SSDI. You're on Social Security Disability.
No, I'm on SSI, Social Security.
Income.
Supplemental Social Security income.
What about Oh, you couldn't get SSDI though because you didn't pay in.
You don't have Obamacare?
Right. I didn't get a chance to work. I went from college to nursing home.
Oh.
Hospital to nursing home.
Oh.
Shit.
Well, at least you don't go to the grocery store like Abby every day and use coupons in the checkout aisle. She's a fatty.
We're all fans here.
Yeah, we are.
That's true.
Well, I'm not fat.
I
Yes, you
know,
are.
but you've got other problems, Jacqueline.
No, you are fat, just like us.
Don't, Jacqueline, you're not fat. You're beautiful. Abby's a fatty. At least you have the courage to put up your PTR with your real picture, unlike Abby, because she's a real fatty.
Exactly.
Did you hear how she said exactly? It was like there was a chicken lodged in each cheek.
I mean, I feel like I'm fat because I weigh 120 pounds.
Honey,
And
you
this
look
is
like
the
a
most.
fucking chode. You look like a fucking fat chode in a chair, bitch.
I weigh 120 pounds.
Look at that big ass chode.
No bullying and no abusive language, Melania, you racist F-word, N-word.
Excuse me, I am best friends with Jacqueline. We went to panty shopping and got that cute little outfit that she's wearing right now.
You
Right,
did?
Jacqueline?
You went to Lover's Lane together?
We went to Hot Topic.
I got this on Amazon. Or for
Girl, I don't. Jacqueline, you don't want me to take you to Hot Topic?
I would like to go to Hot Topic if they had stuff that I like right now. And they have stuff.
You wear pajamas and horns and fucking food.
No, the horns. I got everything from Amazon.
How big is your tits?
I don't know. They're not very big.
You never saw. But did you guys know that you can use?
I mean,
now?
they're.
Okay, Jacqueline, you talk a lot. Holy shit.
I mean, they're like
Jacqueline, you pregnant?
triple D's, but I'm like, small frame, so they're so small.
Your tits are not triple D. Stop lying.
Jacqueline, do you think you could give birth to a child?
She's on birth
I would not.
control.
I would not like to give birth to a child.
You're on birth control, right?
Yes, I'm on the double Provera.
Wow. Well, Ryan is on prep. Melania's on prep.
Actually, I believe they told. Actually, I believe they told me I have endometriosis.
The fuck is that shit?
Oh, that's like an ovary thing. They tell everybody that, Jacqueline. Don't believe the lies.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone has that shit.
What is that?
You wouldn't know about it. You don't have ovaries.
It makes it difficult for you to have children.
Yeah.
Bitch, you want to disease? No, girl.
No, she doesn't want to. She just said that. I heard it from 6 people on here. I don't know if the Clubhouse would have meant.
When my friend has endometriosis, I had to hear all about that shit.
Yeah, that shit
Jacqueline
sounds
denied that she's
painful.
fat, but that's weird. She is fat.
Shut the fuck up. You're fat as well.
I'm not fat.
You're chubby. You got belly.
Jacqueline, you can say you're.
You're not fat, Jacqueline. You are petite. You are beautiful. Sam has horrible taste in women, and that's why he's divorced and why he's gay and now sending dick pics to Melania. So don't listen to Sam, Jacqueline.
Oh, I'm not saying that I'm into her. I'm saying that objectively she's
Subjectively, she's perfect, Sam. You're a divorcee now. What do you know?
Sam, don't listen to him.
I know what bellies look like. It's not a hard thing to identify. It's like one of the easiest.
Haven't you seen Pulp Fiction when he says to his wife, he says a pot belly is sexy? The fuck, Sam?
Remember the scene?
Do you think about the little pot bellies are sexy? Yeah, baby, pot bellies are sexy.
My boyfriend. I'm in love with a stripper.
She didn't say fuck daddy. She said a little.
Do you think I have a little pot belly?
Anyway, for who cares? Brock is free now.
Oh wow, Grok is free. Who cares? I could go listen to Elon Musk right now. Why am I talking to you?
If you go on Twitter, you can click on the post, and on top there's a slash. If you click on it, it will do a whole analysis on the post.
We'll post this room and see if he'll do an analysis on all these fatties. I know,
You're
Jacqueline.
a toad.
Jacqueline, you're perfect. How many matches do you have on Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge?
I'm not on Mumble and I'm not on Hinge.
Bumble.
Bumble. I'm not on Bumble. Because I saw the commercial for Bumble and it looks like it's for people who want to get
Bitch, no one wants to go out with you, girl.
That's not true. Melania, why are you so negative? People would fall in love with Jacqueline because she's got a beautiful heart.
Jacqueline is like a walking carpet. You can step on her because she can't move. Like, it's Jacqueline.
Well, you got the IQ of an F word, N word, and that makes you even less, I mean, yeah. Like, you're even less valuable to a man than a paraplegic woman at a nursing facility.
And you fucking living on a Project 8 housing bitch with a bald head and receding line and you smell like fucking ass and pubic hair.
Are you projecting?
Bitch, I'm not bald.
Have I shown you, Melania, have I shown you the picture of my, oh yes, I did show you the picture of my, my friend in San Antonio, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. But show it.
Oh, okay.
Show number.
Okay, I'll show you a picture of my friend in San Antonio. Oh. Yeah, he and I have been together since I was 20.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a long distance open relationship, so.
Damn.
I'll show a picture.
I would love to be in a long distance open relationship where I never had to travel, but whenever that person wanted to be sexually fulfilled, she flew to me and I sexually fulfilled her, and then she just flies right back and she's like, we're in an open sexual relationship. I was like, yeah.
I have a few of those. Sam, I want a baby. They're not as good as the ones that.
What a baby, Stan? You can't gestate.
Sam, I want a baby.
Where's the baby gonna gestate?
Sam, I want a baby. Can we try?
Where is the baby going to gestate? You can't have a baby.
I can have a uterus transplant.
You can't, Stan. You can't have a baby.
I can have a baby.
We fully support your desire to have a baby, but where's the baby gonna gestate?
In my asshole.
Damn.
It's the womb. That bitch is gonna be ugly. Bitch, you're gonna be ugly, bitch.
It's gonna resemble its father. It's gonna be all stained. It's gonna be an F word, N word.
Faggot nigger?
That's right, F word, N word. You said it.
Faggot nigger.
You said it.
Do you wanna have sex with me, Chicago cheeseburger?
Do I have sex? Where's the baby gonna gestate?
In my ass.
What's it like when semen flows out of your butthole and your lover
God,
licks it up out of your butt crack?
Okay, this is my friend in San Antonio.
What does he look like? Is it a girl or is it a guy?
What is it?
That's my friend.
Oh shit, he paints his fingernails?
Yeah.
God, that's so disgusting. Why does he
That
do
looks
that?
like you, John.
I got less hair than that. What are you talking about? It's true that it kind of does look like me, but everybody looks like Steve.
And he wears black eyeliner too.
Oh, that's so hot. So hot.
Oh gosh, you should stop
So hot right now. So hot.
He wears skinny jeans too.
Oh, I love that for him. I love that for him.
And he wears clothing from Hot Topic.
Damn, really? What does he buy, like the $5 tees or something?
No, he gets the trip pants.
It's the what?
The trip pants.
Twerk pants. Oh, trip pants. Can I get you something for Christmas?
Yes.
What would you like?
I like dresses.
Oh, really? Do you want me to get you a dress from Gucci?
Yeah, that would be nice.
My God, Claw, come up here. Claw, meet Jacqueline. Her pussy's coming out.
Damn.
Okay, well that's okay.
Jacqueline, why are you showing your fucking pussy, Jacqueline? Eat that pussy, girl.
Okay, well that's a picture of my friend from San Antonio.
Okay, we get it. He's a faggot.
Not.
Oh, girl with a black nail polish, girl, that screams faggot to me.
No, he just like
He's got great.
Hot topic.
He's got great
Girl,
taste.
he's a fag.
No, he's the goth kid.
Yeah. Once a goth kid, always a goth kid.
That's
He looks
exactly
like
it.
Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs.
They put the lotion on scared bringing it home again.
Jacqueline, it puts the lotion in the basket. It puts the lotion in the basket.
I think that Buffalo Bill would not take Jacqueline because she's a little too fat for it.
What do you mean? He's fattening her up to make a skin leather coat jacket.
What size do you wear?
I wear small.
Oh, you're too fucking fat. Alright.
Damn, you sound like Buffalo Bill, Melania.
Put the fucking lotion in the basket.
You're good at that one.
10.
I love that movie. I saw that when I
It
was a kid.
puts the lotion in the basket.
2.
What are you saying, too, girl?
Jacqueline, is your mother a famous senator?
You better not leave, Jacqueline.
No, I'm not going to leave. I'm going to take pictures.
What are you going to change it to? Why are you yelling at me?
Jacqueline, what's your favorite dessert?
My favorite dessert, it would be, I just like berries. Like
Oh,
pomegranate.
pomegranate. You like a pomegranate? You like the seeds in a pomegranate?
Yeah.
It's so Jewish of you. I didn't know you were Jewish.
And I like blackberries. Oh, I love blackberries.
What about strawberries? Raspberries?
I love strawberries too. I love raspberries.
Yeah, raspberries, I agree, are the best. Have you ever had a really good grapefruit?
Yeah, have you ever sucked on a
Yes, I love grapefruit. I love grapefruit.
Oh my God, Jacqueline, you need
I've
to
been
eat
buying
that.
these Texas grapefruits, and you know who Marshall Rankin is? He's that little boy from the Rio Grande. He's the Republican on this app, fake Republican. I realized that grapefruits are the best thing to come out of East Texas. People like, Marshall Rankin, they're not even as good as a grapefruit.
I believe that.
Thank you. Thank you for confirming that.
I love grapefruit.
Why? Because it mixes with your medications? Because it tells you on the bottle, don't eat grapefruit?
No, that's another reason why I don't eat grapefruit. But
Exactly. Because you're on medications and that's why you're seizuring.
Sorry, Bob.
Why are you so negative to Jacqueline?
I don't like the taste of grapefruit.
Oh, what are you eating now? Why are you
That's
eating?
because, yeah, what's in your mouth?
Cookies.
Hello, only fatties. I'm eating Chex Mix.
Ooh, Chex Mix.
Girl, Ryan, I'm gonna start praying for
What
this
is
girl.
that? Sorry, Bob.
Check this.
Chex Mix.
Bitch, I think you're asleep. Fucking fat. You are fat, bitch. You want to show
Oh.
I'm not fat. I only weigh
What is Chex Mix?
Jacqueline, you're like little Haley's penis. You're like fat and disabled.
I'm not fat. I'm just big bone.
Okay, when's Chex Mix? Do I?
Yes, you do. You look like a fucking fat turd.
Oh.
Melania, you can't talk to her like that. She's a handicapped woman and you're using vulgarity. This is abusive and toxic.
Jacqueline, you look like a blood clot on a fucking tampon.
Jesus.
Are you being serious right now?
Jacqueline, I'm reporting Melania for talking to you like this.
Jacqueline, you're literally fucking Ryan T. Boswell hemorrhoiding his asshole. You're like the live embodiment of it.
Exactly. You're the blood clot that causes him a seizure.
You're like Lou coming back from work from a job that he doesn't have.
Swinging around the fucking deck.
Jacqueline, I honestly think you're a beautiful woman, and I know that you're gonna have the best Christmas ever.
I'm sorry, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, if you're saying your friend is straight, honey, you don't see fucking faggot because that's a faggot. He's wearing lipstick.
He's not straight.
Then why do you think?
He's bisexual.
Honey, that's not bisexual. That's a fag.
Jacqueline, please change your PTR.
So wait, are you technically gay or straight based on like whether or not you can get laid?
I'll change it to my other picture.
Yeah, put on your fat body one. The fat one.
No, put another one.
Yeah.
Put a photo of yourself in your best dress to show Bussy how beautiful you are.
Call me back. Right, I mean. Hi.
You did the same mistake as me.
Shut up.
Wow.
By the way, Ty, why you don't put your picture that we saw on the internet? Your Bitmoji that you made, I saw it. Give us some information.
Hello?
Ty. What? Put your Bitmoji that you made of yourself. I saw it in the hallway. Come on, Ty. Come on, Ty.
Ty, you're still on this app, Ty?
Swipe up. Okay.
I thought you got married and moved to like London and married some like rich heiress.
You married a South African girl.
Wait, that's not you? I always get these two gay guys confused. Which one are you again? Swipe up.
I'm gonna get some grapes because it's background with some grapes.
Jacqueline, what are you talking about?
She's saying swipe up. You need to explain, Jacqueline, because they don't know what you're doing. Can you explain to the room what is swipe up?
I'm in bed. Oh my god. I'm in bed watching Abbott.
Hi, Jabria. Vegging in bed sounds nice. I don't know what Abbott is. Is that like some spy movie or something? Hope you're having a nice evening. Hi, Jabria. Vegging in.
I'm in bed. Oh my god. I'm in bed.
One nation, one tax करो ना भाई, सारा टैक्स क्यों रखे हो? सबसे बड़ा मसला तो कामी भाई उस पर आप बात नहीं करते. One nation, one world code भी होना चाहिए भाई. ये तो एक हम.
Back to the other picture. Swipe up.
Hi, everybody. I just went to the kitchen and put on another 5 pounds. I'm so fat. Oh no, the Irish leprechaun is here. She was dead to me the moment she licked me arsehole. We just got back from the nightclub. It was so hot and sweaty. She initiated sex with me. Then we had hot, sweaty sex, but she was dead to me.
2,
Oh, look who it is. Hey, Sam.
3.
I miss you.
Jacqueline, mute up.
Okay, do I look fat in that picture?
I don't know. You still got Buffalo Bill. Oh wait, let's see.
How many chins do you have?
Oh my God, there's a huge bug in my room. Damn, Jacqueline, you look so peaceful.